Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today we, as you can see by the title of this video, are comparing the beautiful cars that of course I picked up from BMW Park Lane that have become part of my little fleet. Stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to be updating you on a little teaser of what's coming very soon. Okay, don't worry, it's not another BMW, but something that you guys know that I already had on order. Let's just say it's very close to being here, but stay tuned to the end of the video, make sure you watch it. Back to what we're doing now. We are comparing the beautiful M5 and M4 competition. So, I'm now here, of course, in front of the two beautiful cars, looking really nice. I mean, let's just appreciate that for a second because I think they look so good. BMW with their styling have really, really improved things. Quick comparisons, okay? Everybody's gonna be like, Anish, why are you comparing these two cars? That doesn't really make much sense. I'm comparing them because I have the two of them. And also I think that it's important to look at different price brackets of these cars. What's the difference? About 30 grand roughly. This is about 30 grand more. So what is the real difference of what are you getting extra for your money, so to speak? So of course I'm gonna take them for a little bit of a drive, but just a quick kind of walk around of the two. So we've got very similar looking front grills here. Of course, this one hasn't been blacked out all around there, the kidney grill as they say. Stuff is happening to this car. Apologies, it's been a little bit of a delay with my travel plans and everything. It's been slightly delayed, but this will be happening this month, I believe. Okay, so the upgrades to this car will be happening this month and it's going to look amazing. Stay tuned. Trust me, stay tuned. And while you're at it, subscribe. Make sure you're liking the video and subscribing as well because, yeah, it's going to be cool. Okay, so M4, let's look around the M4 competition. Of course, beautiful. We've got the wheels here that look amazing, that look so nice compared to what's on that car as well. Those are also really nice, but these, of course, M4 competition wheels do look fantastic. Everything's pretty much blacked out on the details here. Going around to the back here and compare kind of the rear ends of the car. Obviously, this is a coupe. This is not a five-door saloon family car. Kind of thing, but yeah, this I think just looks fantastic as well. We've got the dual exhaust at the back as well, and this nice kind of raised spoiler here that's kind of built in and not separate. And then something that you can kind of see all the way through are these two lines that run all the way down, which is nice, kind of assuming for airflow. Apologies, the car's a little bit dirty, but with a nice carbon roof that of course both cars have. And yeah, look, you're essentially paying 30 grand more for obviously an M5 that has a lot more power, but at the same time you are getting 5 doors as well. So okay, quick look around the M5 as well, like we've seen before as well. Both of these cars, of course, have got a light interior because you know I love that so much. The M5 looks really good. These wheels look fantastic. I love that kind of concave look to it. It does look nice in the center bit. Again, we've got 5 doors here, so this is a practical car, as you can see. I do not have kids, if anybody's wondering. That was just a one-time thing when a friend of mine was in the car. A very kind of substantial car, and you get that feeling when you're driving it as well, that, you know, it's got a lot of weight to it. It's quite a bulky car. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one do you prefer in terms of looks, okay? So the M5 or the M4? Which one do you prefer in terms of looks? Personally, for me, I do like the front end of the M4, I think, a little bit better. I don't know, that's just me, I prefer that. But yeah, you can obviously see the difference. That car is really kind of, you know, butch and manly. So is this, obviously, as well, but it looks like it's younger brother, and essentially that's what it is. So yeah, let's take them both out for a little bit of a drive and see how they kind of compare. Okay, so behind the wheel of the M5 now, this is obviously something that I've already done. There's not much difference between this car and the M5 that I had before, but obviously the main big difference between this and the M4 is just the power. So obviously this is pushing out like another 150 brake horsepower nearly, but the one thing that I noticed the most, the biggest difference is actually the throttle response. So it's very responsive in comparison to the M4. Yes, we've got the important things like this, of course, has the four-wheel drive as well. The 4 is of course a two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive car, which means that it's a little bit more playful. Now on this car we can actually turn that four-wheel drive off, but yeah, we're not going to do that right now, even though it is a really nice day to do it. But the main thing is, of course, here is that we've still got the driver settings that we've got, the same with the M4 competition. But as we know, when I press this M2 button here, it kind of just makes the car come alive, and then suddenly it's got a little bit more kick to it, like that, as you can see. And of course, as we've what we will do probably just after this, or we would have probably done as well, is we'll do another kind of rev off so that you can kind of hear that, and that is a massive difference because of course this car has the sports exhaust and the M4 competition does not. So that's something which I think maybe needs some change, I think, on that car, just to give it a little bit more. But otherwise the handling of this car is fantastic as well. That's the other thing. You do feel that you're in a bigger, more planted, a little bit more downforce, at least it feels in the car. You can feel that the car's heavier. It's got a lot more bulk to it as well. So yeah, otherwise little bit more fun driving it around, get it into some open roads, because that's where it starts to pop and come alive, as you can probably hear when I go through. And as it starts kind of going through the revs, going up about kind of 3,000 revs is where it really kind of starts to open. One thing I should mention, actually, which is really important, which is the biggest difference between this car and the M5 that I had before, is the carbon ceramic brakes. And let me tell you something, you can feel it. Now, I know some people will be like, is it really needed? Do you think you need it on that car? I honestly believe that when you have a car that's got this kind of performance, that it is useful to have those kind of brakes. So yeah, that's one thing that I can definitely tell, is that the brakes are a lot better. Okay, some more open road driving. So another thing to talk about, which I think some people might probably be commenting already, is it fair to compare these two cars? The price difference is roughly about 30, maybe even £35,000. So it's a big price difference, a massive jump up. I think the thing to ask yourself then is it worth that extra money? I would say 100% yes. It is definitely worth the extra money, if possible, to go up to this level to get the M5 for sure. It doesn't mean that there's not fun in the M4 in the competition pack. It doesn't mean that it's not good enough. You feel like you're still getting a lot for your money. But I think I've said this before as well. This is essentially a £100,000 car, and you're getting the same performance as a car that's like £200,000 or 250,000, because of course it's so fast, it's so powerful, it's such a quick car. So I think from a price point of view, I think it is still fair to kind of compare them, just to say that is one basically more value for money. I'll pick this thing any day of the week. Right, so I'm obviously multitasking here. As you guys probably know, or if you don't know, you should know, check out the video that's up there. That is basically me climbing the 3 Peaks challenge, and the reasons why I'm doing it. I'm now here at Mountain Warehouse. Don't worry, it's not sponsored. But I'm going to be picking up a bunch of stuff to take me to my next trip, which I'm leaving for tomorrow morning. When you're seeing this, I'm probably going to be there already, which of course is Mount Kenya. Don't know why I'm doing all of this stuff. I don't need to do it. I'd rather go and sit, eat some Bella Italia pizza, but such is life. Okay, let's go. Another thing that works quite well on this car, which is quite important for me, is it actually works as a chauffeur car sometimes, so it's pretty cool. The problem with the M4, of course, is that because it's only 2 doors, you know, a 3-door car, it means that getting in and out of the back is a little bit complicated and maybe not as comfortable. And that is one thing as well to mention, that this car is surprisingly comfortable. Now, it's got these big rims, so of course it's a lower profile tyre, which means there are these little bumps in the road, but when you're sitting at the back, it's actually not too bad. Onwards. Okay, so just finished filming with the beautiful M5. It's so nice because the sun is out today, so it's fantastic. Which means next up, it's time for the M4, looking really good in the sun. So, Blue, are you ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in. You gonna get this start up? Okay, we are now out in the M4. Very nice. I feel like I haven't spent a lot of time in this car actually since getting it, which is a little bit annoying because I want to be driving it a lot more. But I've been spending a lot of time in the M5. So I haven't had a chance to really push this car, but let me just say it's a lot faster than I thought it would be. I thought the gap between this and the M5 would be huge. Yes, and I have said a little bit before maybe that I kind of do prefer that one in that sense. But this car gives you that nimble feeling, okay? That nimble kind of, you know, you can just chuck it around corners. And yes, it's rear wheel drive, but it's actually not that bad. But just moving through the gears on this car is fantastic. Initial acceleration. I think the only thing it's lacking, probably close the window so you guys can hear me better, but the only thing that it's necessarily probably lacking is just that noise. So I can hear, I feel like they've added something into the sound system. This is not a natural noise that's there. What do you think? Should I put like an upgrade on this car? Should I upgrade the exhaust? I feel like I think I should. I've never done this before on any car ever, so it's quite exciting that maybe I can do it on this one. Or maybe I'll speak to the guys at BMW Park Lane if they're watching. Hopefully they are. Do you want to do something to the car for me? Yes, maybe? No? But yeah, I think something like that might really enhance the feeling of the car, because otherwise the one thing that did surprise me when driving this car is how comfortable it was. So in the other car I do feel like the just any little bumps in the road or whatever, but here, even though we've still got the kind of competition tyres that are on this car, the alloy, it's still really, really good. But this car, I would say, feels more fun and less serious. Now, not in a bad way, but yeah, it feels less serious because you feel like you're driving obviously a smaller car that's lighter, and that you can just chuck around a little bit more, whereas obviously, like I said, with the M5, it feels like it's supercar kind of standard, which means that you almost feel like there's a responsibility when you drive, if that makes sense. So sometimes when I drive supercar, I'm kind of really, really focused when I'm driving them, and I can't be, a little bit distracted sometimes. I mean, you should never be distracted while driving, but if you know what I mean, you're really focused because the car's got so much power. Whereas this one with about, what is it, Blue? 450 brake?
Yeah, 450.
So about 450 brake. Yeah, it's not as I'm gonna kill you kind of speed, if that makes sense. But with the other cars, as you guys probably seen from loads of YouTube videos and different things of cars kind of crashing, certain cars you've got to really, really be careful with. Blue, you saw a crash, didn't you, basically?
Yeah,
HRO. Yeah, what did we see? That was a Performante,
yeah.
as well. So, you just got to be so careful with this. This car is surprisingly kind of just, okay, a little bit, you can feel that it kicks out slightly. Am I smiling more while driving this one? I think I might be. I feel like I'm smiling more. Yeah. So yeah, they're very different cars. Interior-wise, and how does it feel? This feels a little bit more open as a cockpit, let's just say that. Less cluttered in that sense. Not ideal to not have the electronic display in this one, so this one just kind of has the standard dials, so it's a bit more analog, so to speak. But otherwise, it's a nice place to be. Hey, I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Which one would you have? If you had the choice, okay, if money was no object, let's just say, M4 competition, or would you have the M5? Now, not M5 competition, even though people might say that's a direct comparison, but between an M4 competition and an M5. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whereas I'm going to try and do some work today, but I just want to drive this around most of the day, so we just keep going. Okay, so I think I need to do a little edit here. I know that I said that I'd have the M5 over this. This is actually more fun than the M5. Just that nimble go-kart chilled feeling of just chucking the car around so much. It's just so much fun. I think I prefer this one now. Very fun. What do you think, Blue? What's your choice? This one or the M5?
I would probably go for this one.
Oh, you go for this one?
Yeah.
I think I go for M5. Yeah. I think noise of the M5.
It's just like, it's lighter, it's nimble, it's like...
But noise of the M5, right?
Noise of the M5,
yeah,
for sure.
Noise of the M5 any day. Okay, let's park the cars next to each other. And make sure you're liking and subscribing, because there's some cool stuff coming. There really, really is. So you're probably going to see me and my travel stuff that's coming up, with a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to be in Iceland, I'm in Kenya, I'm all over the place. And of course, very importantly, and very good if you've stayed till this point in the video, like some of the other people who wouldn't know, I can give you a little bit of an exclusive that my SVJ is incoming. That's right, my next car collection video is going to be the SVJ, and it is very soon. It is in this month, basically. I can't give you the exact date. It might be in the next 2 days, it might be in the next 20 days, but it is this month. Yeah, so let's go and park this next to the other car and see if I change my mind again to the M5. Okay, it's the time that you guys will all be waiting for in this video, of course, which is the rev off of the two cars, okay? So we're gonna get startups and then a rev off. I'm just gonna signal to each one, essentially. I'm not manually controlling the car, obviously there's people in there. So we're gonna first switch on the engines of both the cars, please. Okay, I think this one's definitely got it, and I think this one is gonna win this. So first things first, can we rev the M5? That is really loud. That crackle, that pop is ridiculous. That's enough. Oh, we heard something there, right? A bit of a crackle on that one as well. Okay, enough. Probably just cost me about 20 pounds in fuel. I still vouch for that one. You vouch for that one? I think they sound pretty good, to be honest, both of them. But this one, do I need an exhaust on this, guys? Get in the comments and let me know. Okay, switch them off. Okay guys, so there you have it. Both of the cars compared. I think I do prefer this car. It's 30 grand cheaper as well. They're both amazing. I honestly can't predict between the two, but yeah, they're both amazing. I'm gonna sign it off there. Make sure you remember to like, subscribe, do all the other bits, and let me know which one's your favorite in the comments as well. Okay, I think I'm gonna drive. Should I drive home? I'm gonna drive the M4.